Hi everybody, welcome to another week of the Twits. So it's getting good. Let's see what's going to happen today on our book, The Twits. So let's see what chapter we are on now. We have read a lot of chapters so far and we have got to here. Oopsie, that's not a very good line. This is the chapter we're on today. So we have read 13 chapters so far. We're on chapter 14. We're going to read 14, 15 and 16 today. So the chapter we're going to start with today is very difficult to read because I've drawn over it. Silly me. Is The House, the Tree and the Monkey Cage. So now we're talking about the monkey cage. So which characters do you think we might meet today? Maybe we'll meet the monkeys today. And the tree, so maybe we might meet another character. Let's have a look. So, the house, the tree and the monkey cage. But that's enough of that. We can't go on forever watching those two disgusting people doing disgusting things to each other. We must get ahead with our story. Here's a picture of Mr. and Mrs. Twits' house and the garden. Some house. It looks like a prison. Not a window anywhere. Now, here's the house. Let's have a look at it. I'll circle it. There's a door, I think, here, but there aren't any windows. Why would you want a house without any windows? I'm not sure I'd want a house with any windows. It would feel quite dark inside. Why do you think the Twits don't want any windows in their house? Let's keep reading. Let's see if we'll find out. Who wants windows? Mr. Twits said when they were building it. Who wants every Tom, Dick and Harry peering in to see what you're doing? It didn't occur to Mr. Twit the windows you were meant to look out of, not looking into. So Mr. Twit doesn't want loads of nosy people looking into his house. But silly Mr. Twit, because they can't see out of their house. Right, the next page. Where'd they fly in from? From all around the roost, roosting for the night in the big dead tree. They didn't know, poor things, that the branches would be smeared in horrible hogtight. The moment they landed on the branch, their feet stuck, and that was that. The next morning, which was bird pie day, Mr. Twit would climb up the ladder and grab all of the wretched birds that were stuck to the tree. It didn't matter what kind there were, song thrushes, blackbirds, sparrows, crows, little Jenny wrens, robins, anything. They all went into the pot for Wednesday's bird pie supper. Oh, that chapter was a bit strange, wasn't it? Bird pie for supper. Here's the bird pie. Look, you can see all the little feet, all different sizes sticking out. These are all the poor birds here which are stuck in the tree. I'm not sure that I definitely wouldn't eat that bird pie. And also it's a bit cruel, that, isn't it? Let's go on to our last chapter for today, called 4 Sticky Little Boys. I wonder what that's about. Let's read and find out. One Tuesday evening, after Mr. Twit had been up the ladder and smeared the tree with hogtight, 4 little boys crept into the garden to look at the monkeys. They didn't care about the thistles and the stinging nettles, nor when there were monkeys to look at. After a while, they got tired of looking at the monkeys, so they explored further in the garden and found the ladder leaning against the big dead tree. They decided to climb up it just for fun. Uh-oh, I think I see where this is going. There was nothing wrong with that. The next morning, Mr. Twit went out to collect the birds, and he found 4 miserable little boys sitting in the tree, stuck as tight as could be by the seat of their pants to the branches. There were no birds because the presence of the boys had scared them away. Mr. Twit was furious. As there are no birds for my pie tonight, he shouted, then it'll have to be boys instead. He started to climb the ladders. Boy pie might be better than bird pie, he went on, grinning horribly. More meat and not so many tiny little bones. The boys were terrified. He's going to boil us, cried one of them. Ooh, now, I didn't like the idea of bird pie, but the idea of boy pie definitely was not for me. Really not very nice. Do you think that the boys are going to get away, or do you think they're going to go in the pot and in the pie? Let's have a look, shall we, on the next page. Oh, let's see if these boys get away. He'll cook us stew as alive, wailed the second one. He'll cook us with the carrots, cried the third. But the fourth little boy, who had more sense than the other, whispered, Listen, I've got an idea. We're only stuck by the seat of our pants, so quick, unbutton your pants, slip out of them and fall to the ground. Mr. Twit had reached the top of the ladder and he was just about to make a grab for the nearest boy when they all suddenly tumbled out of the tree and ran home with their naked bottoms winking at the sun. So lucky that fourth boy thought a bit and thought, well, actually we're not stuck by, we're only stuck by the seat of our pants. So they escaped. Really, really I would say a close call that was. They nearly ended up in the pot. But it really shows you how horrible Mr. Twit is that he would put the 4 birds in his pot just for going into his garden. So now we have been reading the Twits book for a whole week now. We have met Mr. Twit and Mrs. Twit. We also know the other characters are the monkeys, there are 4 of them, and Roly Poly Bird. So far, we only know that the monkeys, there are 4 of them, and they live in a cage. So I would like to see if you can draw a picture of the monkeys in the cage. Now, if you have a look here, there's one here to give you a little bit of a clue. There's one there. And maybe you want to take an idea of that. What kind of cage do you think they're in? How big do you think the cage will be? Remember, Mr. Twit's not a very nice man, so I would say he's probably got them in quite a small cage. But I will leave it up to you to come up with your own idea, and I would love to see your drawings. If you want to, you don't have to do it. You can just think about it in your head. And I'll see you tomorrow, ready for another story. Bye for now.